That's a catchable fish. You want to get this one, Chad?
This week on Kentucky Afield.
It's not a bad fish.
If you can keep your line from freezing, the winter months are a great time of the year to target trophy catfish.
What a fish.
Next, it's also perhaps the best time of the year to get out and predator hunt.
We're just gonna see if they'll come, Chad.
Then,
this is the regular old black powder.
We'll take a look back and revisit a segment with an old friend of the show, the late Hershel House. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Kentucky Afield. Every week, Kentucky Afield brings you features on hunting and fishing across the state.
What a nice fish.
It's an opportunity to hopefully get that bird in play.
Hey, we got another one over here.
There he is. Ooh, a nice one too. Boy, he's healthy.
What do we got?
That was awesome. Got the first belt. Barely made it out of the field.
Got one big smallmouth.
Very nice.
Double point, they're in there.
There they go.
Look at that joker. Woo! That's a good one there. Look at that. Beautiful. Whoa, this is a good one.
That's better than good, Chad.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. If you like to fish, the idea of catching a 20-pound plus catfish might be really exciting to you. But what you may be surprised to know is that the winter months may provide the best opportunity. A beautiful January cold, brisk morning on the Ohio River. I'm here with Ricky Eizelt. You love to target big catfish, and you've been sending me pictures of giant catfish, right?
Yeah, we've caught some pretty good fish this month. We've caught a 80-pounder, I think 3 or 4 over 50 pounds. We've had a couple 60 pounds. So it's been pretty good this month. So
wintertime's a great time to catch a giant.
yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that. I mean, we're out here today, it's 24 degrees, and this is a great situation, great conditions to catch catfish and potentially a big one.
Correct.
Hopefully we put a good sized fish in the boat, you know?
We're gonna try to. I'll do my best.
All right, let's do it.
So I like to scale my bait, where these been sitting in there on that ice, they're about half frozen here. All right. Perfect. That's a catchable fish. You want to get this one, Chad? Just take your time with him because they're kind of coming up out of deep water. Let me take this reel down for me. I'm gonna go over you. You got it. Feels like it could be a 12 or 15 pounder.
Yeah, feels like a pretty good fish.
I like those big fish. A lot of times you'll get that big fish and he'll come toward you. And once you get him under the boat, you just can't get him up off the bottom. I'm gonna grab the bogas and we'll boga grip him. We won't use the net. That's about a 20 pounder. It's not a bad fish.
Not a bad fish at all. What a beautiful fish. I tell you what, there's nothing like fighting one of these, and I can't imagine. You caught a 92?
I caught a 92 in 2009. We've caught an 89, an 80, a few in the 70s. It's been a pretty good year.
There he goes.
We're off to a little bit of a start. Here's a fish. He's catchable. Fish on.
You got another one. That one there hit one of the stakes, didn't it?
Yeah, he took that little chunk I just put on there. For guys that, you know, is looking to eat fish, that size there, that's the size you want to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Them big fish, you know, turn them loose and let them grow.
Not to mention, they're just better table fare.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at this. This is a good one. This is a big one. Here, Chad.
No, go ahead,
No,
man.
here, take it, buddy. I catch them all the time.
Let me catch up
That's
to
on
it.
that mega head.
No, he's coming in a little easier than I thought.
He might not be as big as the other one.
I'm telling you right now, I think there's something about the sunlight. Ricky,
Oh,
I'm telling you, the sunlight come out and all of a sudden,
I've seen it days out there, you know, it change up.
Looks
He
like we
wasn't,
got-
he wasn't a big one. I thought he was. That's our best under, well, that 18 pounder is probably under too, but that's our best underfish. That's what you want if he was out here.
tournament fishing and you had your over, then this is what you'd be looking for, a bunch of those. Under is under what, 34?
35.
35.
In Kentucky.
Okay,
34 if you're on Tennessee River.
okay.
I would say he's going to be about 30 inches, but that's only maybe a 10 pound, 12 pound fish.
So it's the inches is what in the tournaments you're looking at.
That's only about 28 inches.
So you allowed one per person over 35, and then if you'd want your three apiece for
Three
these,
unders,
right?
correct.
Yeah.
I'll throw this in the box too. Watch your foot just 1 second. There it is.
Oh.
That's a big fish. Get it, big fish, pull. All right, baby. That's a good fish. He's coming right at you, like I said.
He
You
is
see him
coming
smoke the
right
drag?
at it. Coming right at
He
it.
was pulling drag. Keep pulling, keep reeling until you get caught up with him. Okay, this is a good fish here. It smoked it, Chad, didn't it?
He's definitely on there, but
Keep going. You ain't caught up with him yet. This is going to
I
be a good
haven't really
fish.
felt the weight yet.
Just take your time with him.
He didn't play around either, did he?
No, just like I said, look at the bubbles.
Yep.
It's about a 30 pounder. Good job, buddy. Yes, sir.
Awesome. That was great.
We're looking for one about twice that size. That's our best one today.
Look at that fish. You talked about fish running at you.
Yeah, that's exactly
And when
what he did.
I'm like, this fish doesn't feel that big. And he kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And then when he got into the boat, it was all of a sudden,
Yeah, and if
Straight
it
down.
would have been, if he'd have been double that size, once you got him here, he would have kept going upriver. You're just holding on at that point, and that's when it gets fun. But that's a good fish, man. Awesome job.
man, thank you so much.
That is a good fish. I'll take that all day long. About 31, 32 pounds.
What a fish. I mean, it's just incredible.
That's what we're
When
after.
you're fighting them and they're in their element in the water and you're trying to pull them up, you're going wherever they want to go until they get tired, aren't you?
Oh yeah, blue cats are some of the funnest fish you're gonna catch, you know, fresh water. It's a good fish, good
That
fish.
was awesome. You know what? I know for what you're used to, it wasn't the greatest of day, but for most people that come out here, this is January,
Yeah,
and catch this type of quality fish, that's a great day.
yeah, I've had a lot worse days, so we didn't get what I come for, but I'm satisfied.
You know, you listen to a country song, you think that you can only catch catfish in the summer sitting on a bank. You've showed me today that maybe the best time to come out and get them, middle of the winter.
I think that's the best time for the bigger fish.
Yeah. Well, let's get these back in. Man, it's been a great day. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
This cold weather we're having here in Kentucky may not get you excited to get outdoors unless you're a predator hunter.
Well, Chase, as a coyote hunter, getting that first snow,
I love it.
look at how well you can see out here.
Honestly, today I just wanted to coyote hunt because of the snow.
Oh,
It's perfect.
You know, the great thing about coyote hunting too, even though we're sitting out here in the snow and it's freezing,
It's cold.
that we're going to be able to move, and we'll hunt for 20, 30 minutes, and then we'll pick up and move a couple hundred yards and call again.
I actually wore less clothes today. I mean, if I was deer hunting, I'd be freezing, but I know we're going to be moving, so I'm trying to, you know, I'm almost planning to be moving more than sitting still, because it's about 50-50.
You know, even though it's so cold, we got out of the truck the first step or two, I noticed that.
Oh, yeah. That's one beautiful thing about
It's soft.
I'd prefer to walk across this than ice all day.
Today is one of those days that if you're a coyote, you might be going, well, it's time to get out and find some food.
You want to go make them think they have an easy meal real quick?
Let's do it.
All right. I mean, this is probably the best vantage point in the whole field, is right here where we're at. But this box probably about 50 yards away from us. And that way, when the coyotes are coming to the sound, they're looking where we aren't, which helps us out a lot.
Are you taking a nap on me? No, it's kind of a weird twist of my hips, and I feel fine right now, but I was like, I thought you was gonna shoot these like waterfowl. Yeah. When they come in, just pop up. They'll never see it coming. Let's see if we can't make them come in and investigate something. Like I said, I'm gonna start off with something a little simpler. So at this point, we're hunting, and there could be a coyote on the way, so. And like I said, I'm just gonna watch this tree line to the left, because if something pops out there, it's gonna be quick. We're just gonna go about 3 minutes of this next call. Are you gonna play a fighting call? Yeah, well, I've been doing like challenge howls and barks, and so this next one's just kind of gonna be a distress. On to the next one. What do you think? Yeah, I'm ready to move. That's a really fresh set of coyote tracks coming through here. You don't think that was this morning while we were calling, do you? Possibly. Because you can see how these tracks get soft when they've been here for a while, but the fresher ones are still sharp and crisp like that. So, I mean, they could have come through when we were calling them. We just didn't see them, you know? Oh, yeah. But, I mean, those are a fresh set. It looks like there's 2 coyotes to me. 1, 2. This is the set that I was most excited about. You guys ready? All right, we're coyote hunting now. There's one. It's in the other field. See it? It's going across the top of the other field. Oh, was that a coyote? It was a coyote. Was it crossing toward us or away? It might have come down here and got close and winded us or seen us because it was going. It might still pop out, but
wasn't coming straight towards the call. It was kind of going down the field, but it was 100% coyote.
Oh, coyotes, two.
Where? Oh, yeah. That's about 300 yards, Chad.
400.
Yeah, it's way out there.
You tell me when.
Oh, it's gonna be, that's too far right now. We're just gonna see if they'll come, Chad. Well, we've seen 3 and gotten 0 shots. Those last 2 were just too far.
Like when I saw them, they were moving pretty fast into the field. I thought, oh, here we go.
I think they saw something they didn't like. I think they saw us. I thought they were gonna come right down the middle on us. Not worried about the wind at all.
It's really weird. You know, I'm not a big coyote hunter, but the more I'm spending time coyote hunting is kind of a mixture of hunting and fishing. You pick your spots, and then you choose your lure. That's only a part of the game.
You gotta let them see it, and you gotta...
Then they gotta come to it and get in range. And then starts the whole process of set it and then bring it in.
Man, we missed the hook set on this one.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Where's that?
In the woods.
Oh, I see it. It's gonna wind us.
Is he down?
I got it. I picked out a gap in front of him where he was gonna walk through it, and he walked straight into my crosshairs.
Well, I had this tree to deal with.
I just figured at that point, Chad, I just figured it was whoever gets a shot shoots.
Oh yeah, no, I was 100% cool with that. Yeah, and we had already stood up and went to walk out. I looked up.
That was a good eye by you, by the way, to pick that thing out coming through.
Would have never seen it had it not been for the snow. Let's go see what you got.
Oh, I see it.
See the coyote?
It's somehow it got up in those briars.
It looks like it's already been taxidermied. It's got its canines showing.
He didn't want us to be able to get it out of there, did it?
Trace, I'm gonna let you retrieve that coyote on your own.
Oh, thank you, Chad. See if I can get it up on that log there. Good winter coat, big fluffy tail, no mange or anything.
Well, Chase, a lot of coyote sets are different, but this was about as untypical of a coyote hunt I think I've ever been on.
That was probably the longest into a stand I've ever taken a coyote, and probably the longest I've sat on a stand.
We literally stand up to start gathering our gear, and I see this thing run through. I'm like, whoa!
Yep.
And when I go down and get on the shooting sticks here, I got a big tree right there beside me. You were able to move, and you saw it, and were able to get a shot. But at that point in time, we're like 40 minutes after we had started calling,
When
right?
the last time I looked at the remote before I put it down, it has the Fox Pro remotes have a timer on them. It was at 38:30.
Yeah.
So over 38 minutes in. So the shot was probably taken around the 40-minute mark.
With a little bit of patience, a little bit of luck, you were able to put it down.
Heck yeah, good eyes, by the way.
Oh, well, nice shot. Recently, Kentucky Afield lost a very close friend of the show who happened to be an excellent gunmaker and historian, Hershel House.
We're in Butler County at the undisclosed man cave of Hershel House. Good talking with you today.
Good talking with you, Tim.
I have heard about your stuff from many people. You make some pretty interesting guns.
We've heard a lot about you, too.
It's not true.
No.
Unless it's really, really good.
Yeah. It was really good.
But you know what? As we look around here, I see guns sitting in every corner. Now, how did you get inspired to do something like this?
I don't understand it, really. When I was in the 4th grade, they had a Kentucky reader that was The name of it was Singing Wheels, and it was all about the pioneer young boy that went out to Kansas to be with his grandparents, and that book inspired a lot into me. I've still got a copy of it.
No kidding.
But ever since then, and then my grandfather was just a wealth of knowledge and information about early American history, the Civil War, and what have you, and I think he instilled a lot of my appreciation of that.
What are you working on now?
This is a big rifle that I'm building for one of our friends. It's kind of a Kentucky style gun. In other words, it's got some features that were much like the rifles that were made here in the state. It's a 54 caliber, big bore, for he's a deer hunter and goes out west and hunts elk and all the big game. So we primarily enjoy building rifles for people that will use them and hunt with them.
As I look at your gun, I'm seeing a lot of attention to detail. I mean, everything you do is you try to go according to the style that they were made in. Is that the fellow's name that's going to be on the gun?
Yeah, this is my name here, H House for Hershel House,
Gotcha.
and then Woodbury for Woodbury, Kentucky.
Gotcha.
We've kind of got a style going that they call the Woodbury School, our friends and associates at gun shows. But there's a real good craving for handmade stuff in this disposable society. And there's a lot of turn to these old rifles for hunting. We've got a lot of primitive hunting areas now and the primitive seasons. It's just amounted to a lot more than I'd ever dreamed.
Why guns? What brought you to the gun?
I don't know. I always had a love for hunting, and I found a gun in 1956. It was just a squirrel rifle. As a matter of fact, it looked very much like this little rifle here, but it was a little half-stock squirrel rifle. Mm-hmm. And I fixed it up, and
Now, was it an original?
it was an original gun. It was built by probably a maker there in Woodbury. And I hunted and killed squirrels with it.
Where'd you find that?
I found it in an old barn. It was Miss Gibbs's old barn. Her daddy, it had been his rifle, and I finally got up enough nerve to ask her what she'd take for it. She gave it to me. So
Wow.
this was in 1956, and so I've been in love with these old guns ever since. Tim, what my brother John's doing here at this point is making the butt plates for the long rifle, the big early flat one. You can see how he's getting that 90-degree bend. Mm-hmm. And we form all of these parts. I actually cut out the patch box from just sheet steel, scrap steel we had here. And we also, John's real good at making these trigger guards. And we do our side plates and ramrod pipes and a lot of the parts we've done. We've got friends though that make their living building these gun barrels for a living, so we buy our barrels generally.
Now, something I found fascinating was the fact that you all actually have made stuff from movies, and I guess people want authenticity in some of the movies. You talked about Master and Commander,
Yeah.
Patriot.
That's exactly right, and I've noticed they're doing a lot better with firearms in all the movies. Apparently people are better informed, or that they care, so the guns that we built are very traditional and would have been probably what Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett and those guys would have carried.
Right. I'm going to stand back, and if you will, explain the loading procedures.
It's a fairly simple procedure. You've got to have what we call the makings, and that, of course, is your main powder horn and your charger. You don't just pour powder down the barrel, you measure it out. This is the bullet pouch. You carried your wadding. This is your patching or wadding, and then, of course, in the little pouch, we carry the big 60 caliber ball. We'll fill up our charger. This is the regular old black powder. I'm gonna dump a couple of those in there. So this will be about 70 grains, which ought to be about right. It's still a fairly light charge for this big bore gun. And I reach and grab my patching. There's my cleaning patching too. Get out a bullet. Now I'm just spitting on this patch. That adds lubricant to the load, made it slip down better, and keeps breaking up the fouling after you've shot a few rounds. This is a flintlock, so I pull the cock back to a half cock, and it's on safe. You heard it click in there. And then I'll fill what they call a flash pan full of fine powder. Pull it back to full cock.
Thank you so much for kind of showing us around again. We could spend about 6 weeks down here, but
Well, We sure enjoyed having you come by.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Check out this impressive buck that was taken during the late muzzleloader season by Eric Mills. Congratulations. Here we have Matt Lyle with a nice coyote that was taken at 30 yards with a shotgun in Greene County. Nice job. Here we have Andrew Geis with a cinnamon teal and a northern pintail that he took on the same hunt. Congratulations. Garrett Griffith's got this new rod and reel for Christmas. He caught these crappie on Barren River Lake. Nice job. Are you looking for some outdoor activities to do while sitting on the couch during this cold weather? Check us out on YouTube by searching for KY Afield. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.